that was nice, but I walked by protests today that were louder than that. I'm going to need you guys to make some real noise with the Hollywood Improv. Let them hear them in the middle. Thank you. Guys, I was walking by a protest today. A girl walks up to me. She screams right in my face. She says, "Free Palestine." I said, you know, that's the problem with you girls in LA. You don't even know me, you already want something free, you know? And so, you know who else is real entitled out here is the homeless. It's crazy. I'm walking out of In-N-Out Burger. I got a little double cheeseburger. I got a milkshake. I'm already feeling disgusting about myself. This homeless woman walks up to me very confidently. She's like, "Sir, I haven't eaten in 3 days." Made me feel so bad. I was like, you should feel ashamed of yourself for bragging like that. Not all of us have your willpower. You know, this is Hollywood. I'm trying to lose weight over here. Some people are paying for Ozempic for these same results, you know. Oh, she didn't stop though. She's like, "Well, can I get $5? Got me thinking about inflation. I'm like, I remember when they used to ask for $1, you know. So I looked in the pocket. I gave her $5. She didn't stop there. She's like, "Well, what about the tip?" This tipping culture is crazy. I'm like, so I thought about it. I reached in my pocket. I pulled out another $5. And I told my ex-wife, "This is the last $10 I'm ever giving you, okay?" Moved on from there. Oh man, it's crazy. Yeah, inflation's crazy. Inflation is so crazy right now. Price of eggs, milk, gas, everything's going crazy. In fact, inflation is so bad, the Democrats couldn't even buy another election for $1 billion this year. That's how crazy inflation is. Even if you don't believe in it, you gotta admit that was pretty well written. That was pretty cool. All right, so speaking of inflation, believe it or not, actually, one of the things that has been affected by inflation the most is the cost of going on a date in Los Angeles. Can you believe this? And I feel for the people who are like, well, you know, to go on a date, I gotta get my hair done, I gotta get my nails done, gotta get a new dress, gotta get the Brazilian wax, right? Gotta shave the legs. The problem is, that's the men in LA getting ready for dates now. That's where the problem is. I mean, it's not that big. Do you shave your legs for this date, sir? I shave my arms. I don't know. I'm just trying to get creative here. But yes, it's not a great time to be looking for a husband in LA, ladies. But ladies, I haven't seen your TikToks going viral. There's a girl on TikTok right now. She's going viral because she says men were wasting her time. Her therapist told her to start asking for a little bit of money up front before they go on a date in case the man wastes their time. And I'm not totally against this. Ladies, if you think it's cool for a man to give you a little money up front in case you waste your time, make some noise. Ooh, well, at least there's no gold diggers here. Maybe you guys already seen that one go viral enough times. Don't fall for the trap anymore. But usually, girls go, "Woo," and then I'm like, "There's the gold diggers," and everybody laughs, but it's okay. It's a small room. We'll work on that one for the arenas. Yes, it's a crazy time, but that doesn't change the fact that I do have a theory that many women in LA are somewhere, somewhat on the spectrum of being escorts. And before you beat me up for that, hear me out. It might just be the women I date, because the women I date will do anything for money, except get a job. That's pretty much where they draw the line. But seriously, fellas, you know, I'm going to lay it out there for you. You know, my buddy John here, we were doing the math the other day. You either pay for the night, you pay for the wedding, or if you're a real idiot like me, you pay for the whole green card and Hollywood career like I did for my Russian ex-wife, okay? Now, my Russian ex-wife, a lot of people, and you got a Russian ex-wife too, so I know you know what I'm going through here, but a lot of people used to call my Russian ex-wife a trophy wife. She was a very beautiful girl. Then they would talk to her for 5 minutes. They start wondering what place I came in. I remember right before we got divorced, we got in this big fight, huge fight, and I got really mad at her. I was like, "I can't believe somebody so beautiful could be so stupid." And she said, "Vito, God made me beautiful, so you would be attracted to me. But God made me stupid, so I would be attracted to you." I wish she actually wrote that. If she could say things that were that smart, we would probably still be together, honestly, to this day. But here, I want to emphasize, I know I'm pretty hard on her, but I do want to say that I know I created a monster, and anything I say about her, I truly, truly mean doubly about myself, okay? So when I say this girl was so dumb, I want you guys to say, how dumb was she? We played this game before, I see. So this girl was so dumb.
How dumb was she?
Never gets old for me, guys. This is my therapy. She was so dumb, I asked her if she was on the pill. She thought I meant Xanax. All right, this girl was so dumb.
How dumb was she?
I was concerned, so I took her for an IQ test. A doctor called me back with the results. They came back negative. Not my best work. This next one's a 100% true story. This girl is so dumb.
How dumb was she?
We're at an African-American director's house in Hollywood, famous guy. We're talking about movies. We're talking about Scarface and American Psycho, Pulp Fiction. He turns to her, he's like, hey, do you like dark comedies? And she looks at him and says with the thickest Russian accent I've ever heard, yes, I love Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart movies. So embarrassing. And she doubles down and she's like, and I like dark music too. I love Chris Brown songs. That's when I drew the line. I pulled her aside. I was like, look, in LA, we call Chris Brown's music black and blue music. That would take you a second to get. You might have gone to school with my ex-wife. But I'll tell you guys a little bit about how stupid I am, okay? So my ex-wife and I got married 42 days after we met. This is 100% true. She flies in from LAX, 42 days later we're married. We're spending every second of every day together. We're going to brunch, we're going to comedy shows, concerts, dinner. This girl would not kiss me until the third date, which I will tell you, made the sex on the first 2 dates very awkward. Very awkward. The good news is that after the third date, she stopped charging me $1,000 a date. She dropped it to $800. It was really validating. But then I realized something. It was like these girls in LA, you know, they're not always down to move fast physically, but they're always down to move fast financially. All right. So it's a little crazy, guys. You know, I never felt particularly attractive living in LA, but I realized something, that if I had $1 for every woman that found me unattractive, by now I would have enough dollars for them to start finding me attractive, and that's what they call girl math. So yeah, I started dating older women, and by older women I mean women my own age. It's a little crazy, you know. You wake up one day, you've been in Hollywood 15 years, and you're like, oh wow, I'm the old guy now. It's been fun, but the problem with these older women is like they don't talk dirty like the younger ones do, right? Like you know, you get these older women, you rock their world. Next thing you know, they're calling you their little rascal or something. You know, it's like it's real crazy. But one thing I will tell you is that I have learned a lot about relationships. I've learned a lot, you know, from this past couple of years in being out here in LA. And I want to share some advice with you guys. Basically, you know, the person that you choose to spend your life with is really going to determine the outcome of the quality of your existence. And it really comes down to 4 things, all right? 1, you need somebody you're attracted to, because if you're not attracted to them, then what's the point, right? 2, you need somebody you can communicate with. It's very important to communicate. 3, you need someone who's good with money, because if they're not good with money, they can really throw off your life. And 4, you need somebody that you can have some kids with, that you can have a family, trust them to raise your family. But the secret to a good life, especially in LA, is you need to make sure that these 4 people never meet. That will put an end to the fun. Oh man, so believe it or not, this was the first time I've ever done a clean set here in LA. I think that was clean, so tonight's show, here we come. You know, put in a good word for me, bud, all right? But let's fuck that up right now, okay? So let's take that off the rails. So I was in therapy trying to save my marriage. The therapist is talking to me and she's like, you know, you guys can't think of anything that you have in common still? Like, do you have anything in common now? I thought about it, I was like, well, neither one of us likes sucking dick, so, you know, we kind of have that in common. We ended up getting divorced a couple weeks go by. The therapist actually ends up asking me out on a date. All right, it's a true story. And she seemed like a smart girl. I said, analyze me. And she's like, well, you're very self-centered. You got a lot of emotional problems. She's like, you're probably a narcissist. I'm like, yeah, like you can tell all that from one blowjob. Anyways, guys, my name's Vito Glazers. And keep this energy going for this other comic. Thanks so much, everybody, came out tonight.